The moment of silence at the Sugar Bowl in honor of the New Year's terror attack victims. Security was tight at the game and along Bourbon Street as the city prepares to host the Super Bowl. Trevor Ault is on the scene in New Orleans. Good morning, Trevor.
Good morning, George. So tens of thousands of fans extended their stays here so they could still attend the Sugar Bowl after it was postponed. And it was clear the weight of this tragedy was still quite heavy, with city officials emphasizing the memories of the victims and the security that they now have in place, with New Orleans still set to host some of the biggest events in the world.
It began with a moment of silence. The New Orleans mayor leading the crowd at the Sugar Bowl, remembering the victims in the attack on Bourbon Street. President Biden with a recorded message.
The spirit of New Orleans can never be kept down.
On the field, number 7 Notre Dame defeating the second seed Georgia Bulldogs 23-10. The Dome erupting in celebration. The Fighting Irish now advancing to the semifinals, where they'll face Penn State in next week's Orange Bowl. But law enforcement was also front and center.
So here's the heightened security at just one intersection by the Superdome. Multiple police vehicles and these barricades. They also have the state police in a SWAT vehicle with long guns.
Many fans said after the attack, when the game was postponed, they considered leaving, but ultimately felt moved to stay.
How do you feel being out in public?
I feel safe. I mean, we walked around yesterday in the French Quarter and there were police and FBI all over the place.
City leaders also maintained they'll be ready for the next massive security undertaking as New Orleans hosts the Super Bowl next month. And given the size of the event, the city will have extra help.
The Super Bowl has an even greater title. It's got a national security event status, which means that the federal government comes in to coordinate, and it covers everything from having canines on the ground or law enforcement officials with weapons, but also cyber, and the Coast Guard will come in to protect the waterways. So it's a 360 protection.
So the Super Bowl is only a few weeks away. It'll be held right here at the Superdome, but there will be plenty of tourists and events even before that. The carnival season begins here in New York on Monday. It means Mardi Gras and all those crowds that come with it are not far away, guys.
Carnival there in New Orleans, always a huge, huge deal, and those heightened security risks ahead for the Super Bowl. Thanks for covering it all for us, Trevor.